Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to The Bar, TWC's unofficial personal health and relationship podcast. I'm your host, Dake Trash, here once again with
Nukee.
Yeah, he was here with us on our previous bar, the Halloween edition.
Yes.
So you heard the voice, now here's the man. And you know what?
Hi guys.
Nukee, that's his actual name. This is his actual name.
Yeah, Nukee.
Kind of fits since, Nukee is Asian. But I've been going by Dake Trash, my forum name, the whole time, and that kind of doesn't make sense since we do all these shows. So I'm just going to go by my real name, which is Daniel. So I'm Daniel from now on. So let's just get that out of the way. And so we decided to do the bar in video form because it is an awesome day.
Oh yeah, it's nice out here in Colorado.
It's like 70 degrees?
Just about.
We're heading into spring. And I was worried there for a second that he had forgotten.
No.
I mean, how awesome would it have been to get stood up by my co-host on a relationship podcast? Would have been pretty awesome.
Luckily, when I was driving, I remembered. I was like, oh, we were supposed to meet up around 1 or 2.
All right, so we have our first guy here, K-Rim. And the title of his thread was, I have her number, now what? So here we go. I talked to a girl tonight who I've had a crush on for a couple weeks, and somehow in my drunken delirium I managed to get her number. The question is, what the F do I do now? Well, it's pretty simple, right? You call her.
You call her, or now these days, kids, we text them.
Yeah, you can call or you text, or you can IM her on Facebook, if you guys do have a Facebook.
Yeah, if you have a Facebook, just throw out a conversation. Another question I'm wondering is, how long have you had the number for? That is a big question, because if you had it for about a week, man, you probably missed your chance, but you probably still have a slim chance of actually getting to know this girl more. So I say, if you had her number for about a week or so now, give her a call or text her and just throw up a conversation, something that interests you and her.
Yeah, so, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Just call her.
And then you get denied.
It's like that. That happens with so many people, boys and girls, where you get the number and then the hesitation builds up. So it's kind of like it's kind of like having a Band-Aid on. It's like, it just gets worse and worse and worse, but sometimes you just gotta go whoosh, and just rip it off. And
make
just
it feel better if you just rip it off.
So that's all you gotta do, just call her. And I think this kid's he's young, so.
All right.
So he might not know what to do. He might be freaked out. All right.
But, another thing, too, is, try not to ask anything, I want to say, boring. Ask things about her. You got her number. Now it's time to step up, get that confident, and talk to her about the stuff that interests her, basically, so.
Yeah, so basically, call it. All right. You've been helped. Moving on.
We're
moving on to L. And his thread was, is it immoral to ask out your BF's ex? And before I get started, we won't name names, but I have a feeling that you could provide some really good insight into
this. I can relate.
I've recently started to be attracted to this friend of mine. We've known each other since grade 5, and I feel like asking her to go on a date with me. The problem is she started dating my best friend in January of last year, and they broke up in December. I'm basically worried about him getting pissed at me or my other friends frowning upon it. First off, I don't think it's immoral to ask your best friend's ex out. I mean, it's not in the 10 Commandments, like thou shalt not ask out your best friend's ex. So
it's a deadly sin to do it.
I'm pretty sure it's not immoral. I'm pretty sure there isn't any faith out there that says it's immoral, so don't worry about that. But how his friend would view him and how his buddies could view him, I have a feeling. I just have a feeling that you could.
I can relate to this.
I think you have some first-person experience with this.
I can relate to this. First of all, it's best to ask your.
And if you want to name names, go ahead. We can bleep it out.
No. We'll call them anonymous people. But what you should do first is that you should ask your friend if it's okay to talk to the girl, the ex-girlfriend. And if he says no, then, what you do is that you end up talking to her anyways. If you really like her, you shouldn't have a person stop you from reaching a goal of, getting into a relationship, a decent one, or, a great relationship. Friends come and go, just as much as girlfriends come and go. You could always rebuild friendship and whatnot. if the relationship doesn't work out, you can go back and apologize. If he doesn't take it, though, then what you do is you pick yourself up and move on. But don't ever keep a secret from your best friend dating behind their back, because that's basically a backstabber. And
that could like ruin the relationship with both your friend
Yeah.
and the girl, because he says that they've both known each other since they were in 5th grade. So that could ruin a friendship with someone you've known for a really long time. And that's always the worst. I think we've both been through that, where you fuck up a relationship with a friend you've had for a really long time. I think everyone's had that kind of situation, and it hurts. It really does.
It does hurt.
With someone you've known for so long, then all of a sudden, bam, friendship over because of something as silly as this. So definitely ask him if it's okay. It's kind of like you asking your fiance's father for a hand in marriage.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
one
go,
of those
you know,
things.
is it all right?
Things.
Is it all right if I go out with her? And another big thing with that is looking how was their motorcycle. Sorry about that.
Yeah, how was their motorcycle? Don't forget to ask that question. It's very important.
How's the motorcycle? A big thing about it is how is their relationship like right now? Did they leave on good terms? Was it a bad breakup? Are they constantly talking behind each other's backs? That could play into a big part of it too. Because I have a feeling that if it was a good breakup, it might be a little bit easier for him to say, "Hey, it's all right."
Yeah. Another thing is that you just don't want to straight up ask him, "Hey, look, is it okay if I just blah 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 date your ex-girlfriend?"
Bone your former girlfriend.
Don't ask that. Do it in a smooth way. Just ask him like, "Look, so how did things end between you and her?" And if he doesn't want to talk about it, then well, just keep trying to push him on. Just keep asking him. But if you keep saying no, then back off. Then what you can do is talk to the girl slowly, and then go back to your friend and ask him about this again slowly, because you never know. Breakups are never easy for anybody.
Yeah, even if they are good and bad. And just talk. Don't hold back any secrets. Because, if you keep back secrets, especially you pursuing relationships with this background, the potential is there for a lot of bad blood between people. So
Yes, sir.
So follow all that and you should be fine. Moving on now to AQD. He starts off with falling in love with a girl who has nothing in common with
Now, when I read this, I was like, what? Why? But go ahead.
All right. It began a few months ago. She is a cute and happy girl working in a cafe, and since she showed up, I started to buy coffee there twice a day just to see her smiling. We like each other, and she's always trying to talk to me when she can, but we can hardly have a conversation for more than 5 minutes as there's no topic I can talk to her about, except for common life and movies, etc. I sent her an Xmas gift, but haven't successfully asked her out yet, and I've been sick for 2 months, and I keep telling myself if I should wait for full recovery. But the truth is that I'm afraid that I'll bore her if I ask her out to dinner or a concert. My life was filled with computer programming and game modding for many years, things that nobody else would do until I got bored with everything 2 to 3 years ago. It's quite terrible now. When I'm not working, I don't know any... See, this is where we kind of messed up because I don't think English is his first language. I don't know anything to do other than to buy new stuff or watch the new movies and TVs that come out. It's boring and certainly not a healthy lifestyle. I haven't had a relationship since dropping out of university 6 years ago, and I really don't know how to handle this. If I should continue this, what should I do? It seems like this guy, he's just having a lot of hard luck, having dropped out of university, and he says that things haven't been so great with him basically, I think, falling into that kind of pit that, like, gamers and nerds can fall into, where I'm playing WoW for, like, 7 hours and stuff, and I'm just watching TV. That's something that's really dangerous for, I guess, people who are in our kind of subculture, where you could easily fall into that.
Basically, if you're a nerd, and you're stuck in the social network and you can't get off your ass away from your computer screen to go basically have a life outside, then you're doomed.
Yeah, we had a friend who got lost in the World of Warcraft.
Yes.
He hasn't been seen in like 6 years or something.
Unfortunately, we have not found him.
And we've been looking. But anyway, it seems like this girl who works in this cafe, it looks like that, like, she, like, represents that beacon of hope to him. Things aren't going very well from him, and he sees her, and there's something there. So hopefully that if he can just go and ask her out, and it's understandable how it could be pretty hard to ask someone out when she's at work, when someone's at work,
Yes,
especially in a
yes.
place that I would assume is
Always
usually
busy.
busy like a coffee place.
Because everybody needs their caffeine for some reason.
Yeah, and as long as you don't fall into that one trap where this happens a lot, where a guy will think that the cute barista at Starbucks likes him because she's drawing smiley faces in the foam in his coffee. Has that happened to you? It's happened to you, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, not at Starbucks. In
Oh,
general.
it's happened to you.
We'll get to that here in a bit. Go ahead and finish your comment.
And it's like, like that's, and I'm pretty sure that that's not what you're falling into, but I'm just saying that a lot of people are falling into that. It's like, hey, that's kind of company policy. You have to be nice. You have to draw, the little figures inside the foam in their coffee. I mean, that's what they went to art school for. They paid $60,000 for an art school degree, and now they can draw pictures inside of coffee. So make sure you don't fall into that. You probably didn't, but just find a time, where you could just ask her out. It's like, hey, I really like you. You're cute. You work at a cafe. I mean, hey, if there wouldn't be. It wouldn't be hard to find a place to go for a first date. You can just go to the cafe she works at. It's like, hey, I'll meet you after your shift right here. So she just hops over the counter, takes off her apron, and there you go, first date.
All right, so I'm gonna say a few words to EQD. First of all, you're an idiot. Dropping out of a university 6 years ago. I mean, come on, dude. Education's very important. I mean, you got to get past school. That way, you can actually go out and have a life. To
be fair, we don't know the circumstances.
That's true. I mean, but still, it could be stressful.
Yeah.
But yes,
it looks like this was kind of like the road he followed into falling into this pit. Since he said he dropped out of university 6 years ago, and then he was modding and doing stuff with games. It looks like dropping out kind of started it all. So maybe if he had, that could have been an issue with that.
Let's see here. What else is here we can help you fix with your problem? Let's see here. Okay, I guess I'll tell you a similar story that happened to this. Yeah, if a girl draws a smiley face, it doesn't mean that they like you. It means they're doing their job and saying, have a good day. Now, if they put their number on a piece of paper or on the cup, then that's a different story. I mean, that means they like you. But what you should do is that you won't bore her if you take her out to dinner or to a concert. That's basically, if you ask her out to dinner, you're asking her out to dinner. That's a date. You guys can go out and talk about interesting stuff, just beyond movies and what else is there? Movies and about life.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. About having nothing in common. I mean,
everybody's got something in common. All you have to do is just pick at it.
Yeah.
Ask her stuff that interests you, that might interest her.
Yeah, focus on what you have in common, because he's focusing way too much on what they don't have in common. And if everyone is gonna not have everything in common, and if everyone zeroed in on, oh, we don't have anything in common, then no one would ever be in a relationship.
Yes, that is
Just
true.
find out what's in common and really go into that and then expand on that. So.
Grab your cojones, be a man, and just go for it. The worst thing that can happen, really, is that the date doesn't work out and you guys just don't see each other anymore. That's the worst thing that can happen in this situation.
Yeah, but I'll have to find a new coffee house to visit.
Yeah, you would have to find yourself a new coffee house, but that doesn't mean that they can't be friends and start out things slow. That's one more thing, is that in order to have a good relationship, you start off just by being friends. But if you get stuck in the friend zone, well, there's nothing really I can say about that, because yeah.
He said he sent her an Xmas gift. He sent her a Christmas gift, so...
Grift?
Yeah, he swindled her good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent her a gift, so I would assume that if he's sending her a gift, things must be...
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really given much information on her end, like how she's...
How she took it, how she feels, whatnot. But once again, just ask her out. Just take her on a date. If you can stop in the coffee shop for 5 minutes, what you do is, if you haven't already, give her your number and say, or tell her to call you sometime, or see if you two can go catch a movie or go on a date or something.
Yeah, so definitely looks like you have a good base here, and it looks like you're going through a pretty hard time, and hopefully that this girl could, help lift you out of that. So
yeah,
good base, go with it, and we're gonna take a break.
We'll be back. And we are back.
Yes, we're back from break. We hope you enjoyed it. All right, moving on to Exarch. Title thread: Should I steal an annoying friend's girl? Alright. So I have a friend. Well, the term friend is a bit of a stretch. Let's just say he hangs out with my group of friends. Anyway, this guy's been getting annoying and not a little bit arrogant lately, the kind of arrogance that leads him to putting down other people and being an insufferable prick. The source of this arrogance is that he reckons he's close to sealing the deal with the girl we're both mutual friends with. Now, this girl's a real stunner. We're talking Nicole Kidman lookalike here, and she's pretty sweet about me until now. I've never crossed the line of hitting on a girl one of my mates were interested in. The exception today is because this particular guy is becoming fast an ex-mate. I also presume that he's perhaps acting this way because he perceives me as a threat or competition with this girl, and I haven't even broken out the moves on her. Despite that, he's acting as though I'm actually hitting on her when I haven't been, at least consciously. And I reckon I could do it. She doesn't mind sitting close to me and flirts with me sometimes. And even if I don't succeed, I can muddy up the waters enough for him to lose the girl. By the way, yes, I do like the girl enough to bone her and call her my GF. Now, first off, no disrespect.
Enough to bone her and call her my GF.
Now, do you know who Nicole Kidman is?
I think a lot of people. Wait, you don't know her?
No. Do you know who Nicole Kidman is?
I know who Nicole Kidman is. You don't know what she looks like?
No, I know what she looks like. I'm just saying that I wouldn't exactly consider. And this is my opinion.
Okay.
I just wouldn't consider her a real stunner. She's a very handsome woman.
Yeah, if you want to say a stunning woman, a lot of people like Megan Fox, I guess. So there's that. Or
even though she can't act.
Yeah, even though she can't act. Or who's a stunner to you? Let's ask you that first.
Well, I'm losing it. Here, Taylor Swift there.
A lot of people like Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna lie. There's also Olivia Wilde from Tron and her hit TV show House.
She was on House?
She's on House.
She's on House.
Yes. I think she's a stunner. But anyways, back to this.
I'm just saying, I don't think Nicole Kidman's that much of a stunner.
Well, she got old for one thing. I mean, she's not to say anything offensive, but I think she's lost her touch. That's just us.
Well, first, you should not go into a relationship, or you should not look into pursuing a relationship and saying, I'm going to F this guy over so I can get the girl. Because that also, you run a high risk of messing up a relationship with two people. Again, because if you're going in it like, I'm in it to screw you over and I'm in it to get with you, but that could really backfire on you. She could see what you're doing, and then she could see, like, what the hell, why is this guy being such an ass?
Yes.
And then she could totally, bam, your chance is over.
In other words, what you should do is talk to the girl. Talk to her. But not in a flirting way, but hold a conversation. See how you two react and see how the chemical mix and see how it goes from there. If this guy's a real jerk, then I mean, he might have always been, as he says, an arrogant prick, but he's just noticing it more now because he's pursuing the girl that he's interested in. He might have always been this way, but now he's into her. It's like, wait a minute, you're a total ass, so I'm gonna, try to take you down and trying to get with this relationship. But you have to be really careful on how you approach this, and I honestly think you're approaching it the wrong way, trying to screw over another guy. What you should do is that you shouldn't find him as a competition or anything like that. Basically, there's an old saying like, may the best man win. That's more of a competition kind of thing. What you should do is look at this in a different perspective. I don't know what kind of perspective, but you should look at it in a different perspective. I hope you can find the answer. But if I was in this situation, what I would do is just be myself. Be yourself. If you really like this girl, then just talk to her as a friend. Just get to know her. Try not to flirt with her or anything like that. I mean, because girls now these days, they don't like cheesy lines. I mean, come on, guys.
Yes.
Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I
What?
can see myself in it.
Ah, okay.
Okay? I
was
mean,
like,
come on,
what
that's...
does that mean?
Those cheesy lines are stupid and whatnot. The best line you can pull off is just to say,
Hey, I like you. You want to have a drink? You want to go out?
or
Sometime?
something like that, just be forward. But with this guy, if you're losing touch with him as a friend, I think it would be best if you do lose him as a friend, because if he gets jealous, well, then it's his loss.
Basically, forget about the guy. Just forget he's there. Focus on
Your task.
Focus on the girl.
If
Don't
you
forget about
really
the guy.
want this girl and to bone her and have her as your girlfriend, just play the nice guy card and just straight up just go talk to her, and then when the feeling's mutual or right, ask her out.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Our last one here. It was really long, but the guy brought up a really interesting topic, and his was about having dreams about his crush, like the girl he's interested in was in his dreams.
Oh, okay.
And I was just wondering, has that ever happened to you, where like a girl that you're interested in was like in your dreams? Because
man.
what do you think? Okay, anyway,
boy.
I can't remember. I think there's only been a couple instances that I can remember where that's happened. And actually last night when I was pulling questions for the podcast, I actually had a dream with one of my crushes in it. And it was pretty interesting because that's like never happened before.
Okay, so dreaming about your crush. That's normal for anybody in the world. If you have this giant crush on somebody, it is normal to dream about them, but it is not normal to actually go up to them and tell them, look, I had a dream about you. Don't do that. That's just stupid.
If you're just starting out with someone, that's going to freak him out.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. That's a basic.
Like, holy shit, I gotta get away from this guy.
That's unattractive because they think they'll think you're crazy. But dreaming about your crush, yeah, that's normal. If you really like a person, and if you have dreams about them, either a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter who, go up to them, get to know them, and see where it goes. The worst that's going to happen is that the person will say no, and then a crush can go away just as fast as it came. But yeah, dreaming about your crush, it's normal. It's one of those psychological things in your mind telling you, look, this girl may be right for you or something. Why don't you try to get to know her? It's your heart and your mind trying to tell you something that
this girl,
you should try to pursue.
Yeah, this girl, she's like embedded herself in the very like deep recesses of your brain, and that's just your mind telling you, hey, there's this girl, why aren't you doing anything, man?
Yeah.
Pursue. But I don't know, that's really interesting though, having dreams about, because I mean that this might be me, but like that's rarely ever happened where like I've had a dream where someone I was interested in was in it. That's, to me, that just seems really strange, because most of my dreams are either action packed or really scary. I mean, the most recent one I can remember is like I had a dream about Dementors, and it wasn't a dream; it was a nightmare. It was like
about Dementors.
It was a night terror. I actually, like, I woke up. I was pretty damn scared. But yeah, I was like, most of my dreams are like, they're not about, the I guess relationship romantic side of you. I mean, what about you? What do your dreams consist of?
Oh man, sometimes my dreams don't make sense. They really don't. I don't want to get into it, but actually, you know what? There was this one time last year. This has nothing to do with this, by the way. We'll get to that in a bit, but here's a weird dream of mine. I was going out surfing in Hawaii, and next thing you know, I fell off my board. And the shark came by, and I was watching, for some reason, I had the flu, and I was watching the Planet Earth on DVD, and I was thinking to myself, they're showing great white sharks and whatnot. I was thinking to myself, what would happen if you fought a shark that had no teeth? Just, what would happen?
It would gum you to death.
Yeah, it would gum you to death or something, and then, go back to that Dane Cook, joke where, grab that shark by the throat and then you say underwater and just start punching the shark in the face. That's a weird dream. Anyways, dreaming about your crush. Yeah, I had dreams about my crush, and what I did is that I actually did pursue it. It's a 50-50 chance that it will work and it won't. But all you have to do is like I said, you just take the time, go talk to this person you like, or you have this huge crush on. Try not to do anything unattractive. Just be yourself. Try not to be nervous or anything like that. I used to be nervous when I had dreamed about my crush back in high school. I had done that a couple of times, and it got me nowhere. The relationship probably, with most of the crush I had, the relationship only lasted about a month or so because I was being too nervous, I was naive, and I was an idiot. But now these days, when you have a dream about your crush, just get that confident and get to know that person. If you really like this person, make them a part of your life. Get them to be a part of your life, and all you have to do is just talk. Even if you have nothing in common, you have something in common.
Yeah. Surprised we didn't touch on wet dreams.
Wet dreams?
Yeah.
Oh, those kind of dreams.
And on that note, we're done. See you guys next time. I'm Daniel.
I'm Nukee.
Nukee, thanks for joining us.
Always.
Join us soon again. You gotta be a regular on these shows, all right?
I will be.
All right, so yeah. See you guys.
Later.